So this comment is about when Mashiach uses an analogy of a dog and a human to talk about the difference between coming for his people, the children, versus heathens who are considered dogs or animals in general, beasts of the field, all sorts of nature according to the Bible. So in Isaiah 56 verse 10 it says, his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. So who are the watchmen? The priests, the elders. These people are dumb dogs, according to this analogy that the Most High uses. But verse 11 tells you why. It says, yeah, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. Now the problem with this that he's trying to use to say, oh, see, look, Israel are called dogs too, is that Israel is only called dogs when they're being heathen-like. Because heathens are considered animals, brutish, beasts of the field. So if an Israelite decides not to be who the Most High called him to be with the laws, statutes, and commandments and obeying all of those, then he becomes beast-like, brutish, a dog, just like a heathen. The difference is a heathen is naturally a dog. An Israelite has to become a dog, which is being like a heathen. Let's go to Philippians 3 to confirm this. Starting at verse 1. Finally, my brethren, rejoice in Adonai. Who was his brethren? Hebrews, Benjamites, Israelites. To write the same things to you, to me indeed, is not grievous, but for you it is safe. Beware of dogs. Beware of evil workers. Beware of the concision. So he ain't talking about literal dogs. Paul is not talking about like Craig Daddy. You got to worry about a dog chasing yo. Because it says we are the circumcision, which worship Elohim in the spirit and rejoice in Hamashiach Yahusha and have no confidence in the flesh. We said, beware of the dogs of evil workers. Beware of those who are the concision. For we are the circumcision. The circumcision means that you are an Israelite who is keeping the law. The circumcision and the uncircumcision. Romans 2:25, for circumcision verily profiteth if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. The uncircumcision is those who don't keep the law. The circumcision is those who do. This is why when we go to Deuteronomy, we see who don't have the law and who does. Deuteronomy 4:7-8. For what nation is there so great who hath Elohim so nigh unto them, as Yahuwah our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? So the only people who had the law, statutes, and commandments was those people that was around Moses in that day. Anybody who else doesn't have the laws of Moses right there are the uncircumcision. And all those who are the uncircumcision are considered dogs and evil workers. We see this in Revelation 22:14-15. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So yeah, that lady was a dog because she didn't keep the commandments. She was of the uncircumcision, and she was not of the stock of Israel. So coming for Israel, the children who are of the circumcision, to give that gift, to attempt to give that gift to a person who is of the uncircumcision is like giving children's food to the dogs, which is why he just gave her a little crumb. She don't deserve a loaf or a slice.